नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. Myself Dr. Aarti, Associate Professor, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Pathology Department, are going to present this session. Today our topic is inflammatory diseases of bone, part 2. Uh, so we are going to start with the metabolic and endocrine bone diseases. A large number of metabolic and endocrine disorders produce generalized skeletal disorder. They include osteoporosis, osteomalacia, scurvy, hyperparathyroidism. Osteoporosis resulting from the quantitative reduction in otherwise normal bone. Osteomalacia or rickets characterized by qualitative abnormality in the form of impaired bone mineralization due to deficiency of vitamin D in adult and children respectively. In scurvy caused by deficiency of vitamin C resulting in subperiosteal hemorrhage. In hyperparathyroidism leading to osteoitic fibrosa cystica. In pituitary dysfunction, hyperpituitarism causing gigantism and acromegaly, and hypopituitarism resulting in dwarfism. In thyroid dysfunction, hyperthyroidism causing osteoporosis and hypo causing the cretinism. In renal osteodystrophy, occurring in chronic renal failure and resulting in feature of osteoitic fibrosa cystica, osteomalacia, and areas of osteosclerosis. In skeletal fluorosis occurring due to the excess of sodium fluoride content in the soil and water in that area. Now we will discuss it by one. First is osteoporosis or osteopenia is a common clinical syndrome involving multiple bone in which there is quantitative reduction of bone tissue mass, but the bone tissue mass is otherwise normal. This reduction in bone mass result in fragile skeleton associated with increased risk of fracture and consequent pain and deformity. The condition is particularly common in elderly people and more frequent in postmenopausal women. The condition may remain asymptomatic or may cause only backache. However, more extensive involvement is associated with fracture, particularly of distal radius, femoral neck, and vertebral bodies. Pathogenesis include osteoporosis is conventionally classified into two major groups. First is the primary osteoporosis, results primarily from the osteopenia without an underlying disease or medication. Primary osteoporosis is further subdivided into two types, idiopathic type found in the young and juveniles and is less frequent, and involutions type such in postmenopausal women and aging individual, and it is more common. A number of risk factors that have been attributed to cause this imbalance between bone resorption and bone formation is the genetic factor, sex, reduced physical activity, deficiency of sex hormone, combined deficiency of calcitonin and estrogen, hyperparathyroidism, deficiency of vitamin D, and some local factors. Secondary osteoporosis is attributed to a number of factors and conditions like immobilization, chronic anemia, acromegaly, hepatic disease, hyperparathyroidism, hypogonadism, thyrotoxicosis, and starvation, or as an effect of medication like hypercortisonism, administration of anticonvulsant drug, and large dose of heparin. Most commonly encountered osteoporotic fractures are vertebral crash fracture, femoral neck fracture, wrist fracture. There is enlargement of the medullary activity and thinning of the cortex. In microscopic examination, osteoporosis may be active and inactive type. Inactive, it is characterized by increased bone resorption and formation. This is called the accelerated turnover. And in inactive type has a feature of minimum bone formation and reduced resorption activity. This is called the reduced turnover. Now the osteoitic fibrosa cystica. Hyperparathyroidism of primary or secondary type result in oversection of parathyroid hormone which causes increased osteoclastic resorption of the bone. Severe and prolonged hyperparathyroidism result in osteoitic fibrosa cystica. The lesion is generally induced as a manifestation of primary hyperparathyroidism and less frequently as a result of secondary hyperparathyroidism, such as in chronic renal failure. The chief biochemical abnormality of excessive parathyroid hormone is hypercalcemia, hyperphosphatemia, and hypercalciuria. In general examination, there is focal areas of erosion of cortical bone, and loss of lamina dura at the root of the teeth. In microscopic examination, earliest change is demineralization and increased bone resorption beginning at the subperiosteal and endosteal surface of the cortex, then spreading to the trabecular bone. There is replacement of bone and bone marrow by fibrosis coupled with increased number of bizarre osteoclasts at the surface of the mothetin trabeculae cortex, that is called the osteitis fibrosa. As a result of increased resorption, microfracture and microhemorrhages occur in the marrow activity, leading to development of the cyst. So osteitic fibrosa cystica. Then hemosiderin laden macrophages and multinucleated giant cell appear at the area of hemorrhages, producing an appearance termed brown tumor and repetitive giant cell granuloma of hyperparathyroidism requiring differentiation from giant cell tumor or osteoclastoma. In scattal fluorosis, fluorosis of the bone occur due to high sodium fluoride content in soil and water consumed by people in some geographical areas and is termed endemic fluorosis. Such endemic region exist in some tropical and subtropical areas. In India, it consists in some part of Punjab and Andhra Pradesh. The condition affects farmers who consume drinking water from the well. In pathogenesis and fluorosis, fluoride replaces calcium as the minerals in the bone and get deposited without any regulatory control. This results in heavily mineralized bone which are thicker and denser but are otherwise weak and deformed. General examination show the long bone and vertebrae develop nodular swelling which are present both inside the bone and the surface, and microscopic examination the nodules are composed of heavily mineralized irregular osteoid admixed with fluoride which requires confirmation chemically. Now, Paget's disease of bone, osteitis deformans. Paget's disease of bone is an osteolytic and osteosclerotic bone disease of uncertain etiology involving one monoosteotic and more bone polyosteotic. The condition affects predominantly male over the age of 50 years. There has been some evidence that osteitis deformans is a form of slow virus infection by paramyxovirus, that is respiratory syncytium virus measles in osteoclast. Autosomal dominant inheritance and genetic susceptibility have been proposed on the basis of observation of 7 to 10-fold higher prevalence of disease in first degree relatives. Clinically, the monoosteotic form of disease may remain asymptomatic and the lesion is discovered incidentally or on radiological examination. Polyosteotic form, however, is more widespread and may produce the pain, fracture, skeletal deformities, and occasionally sarcomatous transformation. Now, the morphological features include the monostotic Paget's disease involve most frequently tibia, pelvis, femur, skull, and vertebrae, while the order of involvement in polyosteotic Paget's disease is vertebrae, pelvis, femur, skull, sacrum, and tibia. Three sequential stages are identified. First is the initial osteolytic stage, mixed osteolytic and osteoblastic stage, and third is equiescent osteosclerotic stage. In initial stage, this stage is characterized by area of osteoclastic resorption produced by increased number of large osteoclasts. In second stage, there is imbalance between the osteoblast laying down of new bone and osteoclastic resorption, so that mineralization of the newly laid matrix lag behind, resulting in development of characteristic mosaic pattern and puzzle appearance of the osteoid seams and cement lines. In osteosclerotic stage, after many years, excessive bone formation result, thus the bone become more compact and dense, producing osteosclerosis. Thank you so much. This is my reference. I hope you enjoyed this session. If any query, mention it in comment box. I will try to resolve it.